West Denver. Sleep deprived and heavily caffeinated.
All right, let's do this then.
This is the Jeff and Bill Show.
I don't agree with that.
They don't always agree, but hey, at least they have coffee.
Coffee.
And each other.
Coffee, man.
God help us.
I want to bless him. We need all the help we can get.
Now here's Jeff Hunt and Bill Thorpe. The Jeff and Bill Show on News Talk 710 KNUS.
Good morning, Denver, Colorado. It's the morning after a big win, Monday Night Football win for the Denver Broncos.
Yes.
So it was great. Got a chance to go.
Yes, you did. You went to the show, my friend.
It was one of those,
Yeah.
last minute. Family member can't make it.
Oh,
You
that's
wanna join?
wonderful.
Jeff's the type of guy that'll drop everything he's doing.
Yeah,
the Broncos
and just do
sure.
it. Oh, that's
So we had a
fantastic.
ton of fun.
Oh, that's
Got
great.
to hang out with Justin Folk, director of What is a Woman? Am I Racist? Go down
Nice.
there. Heard about his next project, which I can't say anything about, but it's going to be amazing.
Oh, that's fun. So how was the atmosphere? How was the game? How was Monday Night Football?
Look, games in September, great.
Oh,
October, starting to get a little cool, but then you're starting to get November and December, and you got to dress like you're going skiing.
Yeah, it depends, and it all depends on what that weather is that day.
Yes. So last night, warm, victory in the air.
Oh yeah.
Everybody celebrating, having a great time. Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It's just one of those primetime Denver nights. It
Oh,
was
that's
just
wonderful.
great.
Yeah, September, October, great nights to go out there as far as Mile High Stadium. That is wonderful that you got a chance to be
People
there.
in good spirits talking about the new stadium too.
Yeah.
We went right by Bennett Yard.
Bennett Yard. Yeah.
Because we took the light rail down, so you go
very
right by
smart.
it.
Yeah, you do. You roll right by where it's going to be. And you kind of look at where. But again, as you rolled by there, where's the parking? There is none.
There is no
There
parking.
is none.
Nope.
Yeah, there's none. That's the thing. That's the thing that all Bronco fans are going to have to prepare themselves for. There absolutely will be a tailgate section simply because you'll pay for it. And so that will absolutely be there. And, of course, the people that sit in the fancy seats are going to have their up-close parking as well. Yep. And that's it. Other than that, yeah, ride the light rail or ride the scooter. That's basically it.
I appreciate the history of what the Buckhorn Exchange has had to watch.
Oh, yeah. Love that.
That little spot has been there since what? 18 something,
yeah,
17
something. Yeah, and this was a couple of years ago. This got to be 6 or 7 years ago that my son and I are riding the light rail going down there to Mile High and thinking about, hey, eventually they're going to want to build a new stadium, et cetera. And just looking at the Buckhorn thinking, it would be nice for them to be rewarded at some point or another to have any sort. We're talking about the stadium. We weren't being soothsayers. But the idea of having some sort of a redevelopment like Rhino and Low High and stuff in that area to reward them just for the longevity. And there are lots of other businesses around there that it would be nice that because they have been able to hang out in that area, in that location for so long to finally be rewarded when the economic times change. That would be amazing. And wow, lo and behold, there we go. Thanks to the Broncos.
Yep. And it's going to have all this development around it, and it will remain the same. It's been there since 1893. It was a saloon called the Rio Grande Exchange, and it was founded by an American scout, Henry Shorty Scout Zeitz. Around 1886, the building was constructed by the Neef Brothers Brewing Company. Zeitz was friends with Buffalo Bill's Sitting Bull, who called him Shorty Scout due to his small physique. Zeitz was considered a lifelong friend to the Indians. The saloon catered to railroad workers, cattlemen, miners, gamblers, businessmen, Indian chiefs. Theodore Roosevelt ate there in 1905. And now the Broncos Stadium's going to be right across the street from it.
Oh, it's going to be
just
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible.
Well, we'll get the latest news, including some sports schedules from Blake Olson here in a second. We're also going to talk government shutdown coming tonight, midnight. Government going to shut down. What does that mean for you here in Colorado? Immigrants' families leaving Colorado. And is there a peace deal between Israel and Hamas pending? We'll give you all the latest. But now it's time for news and comment with Blake Olson.
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, news and comment.
Hey, good Tuesday morning. 50 and clear in Denver. Expecting a high of 78 today. It's going to be another gorgeous day up and down the Front Range. This portion of the news sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story, Congress and the White House up against the clock as signs point to a government shutdown this week. Top Republicans and Democrats met with DJT to negotiate a short-term funding deal, but VP JD and House Speaker Mike Johnson said that Democrats appear to be determined to push for a shutdown.
You will hear a lot from Senate Democrats, from House Democrats about the fact that American health care policy is broken. Well, we know that American health care policy is broken. We've been trying to fix it for the 8 months that we've been in office, but every single thing that they accuse about being broken about American health care is policy that Democrats have supported for the past decade. So if they want to talk about how to fix American health care policy, let's do it. The Speaker would love to do it. The Senate Majority Leader would love to do it. Let's work on it together. But let's do it in the context of an open government that's providing essential services to the American people. That's all that we're proposing to do. And the fact that they refuse to do that shows how unreasonable their position is. I think we're headed.
Yep, and a stopgap bill could occur, as Jeff mentioned, tonight at 12:01, more than likely. DJT hosting a rare gathering of U.S. and international military leaders in Virginia this morning. It's an unprecedented event. Plenty of people asking why. DJT says he wants to celebrate their successes.
Nix wants it on the ground. Touchdown, Denver.
Bo Nix threw for 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, and ran for another. That touchdown that you just heard right there to lead the Broncos to a 28-3 victory over the Bengals on Monday Night Football at Mile High. J.K. Dobbins rushed for 101 yards, and the Broncos enjoyed their first 100-yard rushing game in 38 outings. So Joe Burrow is injured and out for the Bengals, and they felt it. Head coach Sean Payton.
I don't know that they crossed the 50 for a good portion of the second half. We did a lot of things well defensively, and look, I know the quarterback is different, but he's had a lot of success in that role there. We covered them well, and I thought we rushed well, and I think they became a little one-dimensional.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they kind of look like they checked out the second half.
Absolutely.
They just it's a scrimmage,
agree.
right? Is this a scrimmage?
Yep.
Like guys, Broncos were just kind of walking into the end zone.
Yeah, the Bengals, they know who their star is on that team, and they don't have him right now. So without Joe Burrow, they are a different football team. There's no question about that.
100%. Now, what's your analysis of how the Broncos played there, Blake?
Well,
Wilson?
I really don't care how they played. Those uniforms were ridiculous. Stop wearing those stupid things. I mean, if a team comes in, the visiting team has more orange than the Broncos, then you know the world is upside down. So, no, but they look great against the Bengals, and I think the Broncos are in good shape right now as long as they can win their AFC West games, and that's going to be a challenge. So, but they look good.
Bo Nix gives me the Tim Tebow vibes of just snaps the football, and you got to kind of brace yourself in the seat.
Really?
Because he runs around, and you're oh boy, what's Bo going to do?
You must not like watching John Elway then.
I mean that's a good point, but I mean Peyton was such a pocket passer that
that's
the guy
true. It
had
was rhythm
three
and tempo.
steps and would pass the ball.
Well, he had to because he couldn't get out of the pocket. He was in cement.
Bo, we're watching
he
Bo,
knew
and
his
he's running, and you're
limitations.
like, oh boy. But it's like with Tebow, they would always find a way.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh yeah, no,
But Russell Wilson
I'm
couldn't
impressed
do
with
that.
him. No, you got to be mobile this day and age. I think Bo Nix played extremely well from what I saw.
Yeah.
I watched about 3/4 of it, and you got to be able to get out of the pocket, and he does, and you got to be able to get upfield when you need to, and that's what he did. He threw the ball extremely well. So. From what I could tell, so I mean, it is the Bengals without Burrow, so. Got to take that into account, but the defense looked outstanding. But you have to win your games at home. I mean, there's so much parity in the NFL. You have to win at home no matter what.
Yeah, everyone was talking about how good the Broncos defense looked, but again, it was their second-string quarterback on the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little more impressive that Denver was able to score and move the ball so well. That looked much different than what we've seen the past 2 weeks. They looked much different. And that's with Jeff, I don't find Tebow for me was a hold on and hold your breath. I don't get that feeling with Nix at all.
Oh, you don't at all?
I don't. No,
Oh, man.
not at all.
I was watching it, and
either.
I felt
The thing
like
for
he
me
was
is-
running around,
Oh,
too.
no. The thing for me is that what I know, okay, with Tebow, it was, oh, my gosh, I've got to make something happen. With Nix, I feel he's working through the system. I feel that he's going through his progression. He's
Yes,
going back through progression.
absolutely.
And even while he rolls and moves out of the pocket, he's still looking. And that's something that I didn't see Tebow do. And so there were some decisions. There was one that was highlighted. You didn't see it because you were at the stadium last night. But there was something they highlighted on TV that it was supposed to be a swing pass that was really quick out to the left flat, only like right near where the line of scrimmage is. This is in the second half.
Yep.
And they've got a running back on that side that is supposed to kind of take he's supposed to do a play fake to him, and then that running back is supposed to pick up the blocker. But Nix at the pre-snap read realizes they're overloaded on that left-hand side. They've got two rushers. One's going to be free. And he realizes that he's not going to have time to do the play fake. So he snaps it, and the running back is standing there waiting for the ball, and he turns and hits the wide receiver before the defender can turn the corner. And now the defender has to turn around, react, and run backwards. That's something that is a pre-snap read that he realized, hey, I know the play is going here, and if I do this thing gets stuffed. And he made that read. That's something that I don't think Tebow ever had the ability to do. And that's what I see in Nix. I don't think that he's always making the right read. I still think he gets happy feet sometimes and wants to move. But the idea that when I see him scanning the field down the field, he's got something there. He's looking at the game. What I think he's doing is he's looking at the game as Sean Payton wants him to see the game. And I think that is huge right now that they're on the same page. But again, what do I know? I like
boys.
soccer.
Now you weren't there, and you didn't see this. But let's talk halftime show, because this was all the rage yesterday.
I didn't see the halftime show. I didn't.
The Denver Broncos halftime show was a 5-7 yard race of toddlers and puppies.
Love it.
Fantastic.
And it was fantastic. Like,
Yes.
the audience was full. Everybody's having a good time. Like, you're watching little toddlers run to their parents. You're watching little puppies run.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's having a gay old time, as they like to say. Infinitely better than Bad Bunny will be was the toddlers and puppies halftime show.
Absolutely.
Go to toddlers and puppies if you need a halftime show.
No,
it's just going to be better than Bad Bunny.
No,
Yes.
totally disagree. There's a better choice. It's a much better choice. The most underrated, unappreciated, regularly scheduled halftime show out there. And I actually
Frisbee dogs, right?
No, God, no, not Frisbee dogs. That's old school. That's old fashioned.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Yes, this
The
is
chairs?
something that these are something that my kids, if they see it on the schedule, they will ask to go to that game. They ask, not because of the game, they want to go to the halftime show. It is the mascots against the little football players. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
If
There
you
you
want
go.
to break,
Yeah.
if you want to break the ratings for a Super Bowl halftime show, you do that.
I
You
like
bring
it.
all the mascots in, and you pick some sort of a team. I don't care how
Middle
you
school
pick
football
it.
team.
Yeah, I do not care. But
Yeah.
you do that, and everybody's gonna watch, and everybody's gonna think it's hilarious. Yes, there's gonna be nothing else other than the fact the mascots are gonna run over little kids because
love it.
because Miles and Rocky don't play. So, yeah, that's what I'd love to see. I would love to see that. Because, again, most of those
like that.
mascots
I
are
like that
younger
idea.
guys. And they're like, this kid ain't tackling me. I got something to prove. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So-
I love it. And then take every baby from every stadium that won the race like last night, and they
bring 'em in.
advance to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we would do
mutton
that base
race
race and then,
against each other.
baby race and then the mascot football would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so gentlemen, I got to ask you this because this
Yeah.
was a big part of the conversation. Could a competing network pull off a competing halftime show with the Super Bowl?
Yes.
In light
Yes.
of this decision with Bad Bunny,
Yes.
Fox coming in with an idea or
Yes.
somebody else.
Here are the two things you have to do. One, you have to figure out what's a win. Because In Living Color didn't draw more eyeballs than what the halftime show was at the time, even though I believe it was Up With People. So understand, it was Up With People versus In Living Color, and Up With People still won. So the idea that you're going to create something else and go, ah, we have slain the dragon! No. Temper your excitement. So you have to understand that the NFL reacted because it was a significant siphon. I want to say it was like 15 to 20%. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's larger than that. But it was enough of an audience that they were like, ooh, those are advertisers and eyeballs and things we promised. So the one thing you got to figure out is, one, what's a win? Define what a win is, then you can figure out whether or not your halftime show can do it. The second one is, what is it? Because that's going to be the key. In Living Color did it because it was a live sketch comedy show that was top of mind and culturally relevant at the time.
Right.
Doing something like, and I hate to bring this back, doing something like a Dolly Parton medley ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
Doing something like that isn't going to pull it. So you've got to figure out what that is. It's great to talk about. I remember this. I was on the school paper in high school, and I remember there was one issue that the students were mad. And they were mad, but they didn't like it, and they thought we were covering the wrong story and being too soft in the school, whatever it is. And I remember several guys coming, we're going to go ahead and we're going to print our own paper. What do you think of that? I went, go ahead and do it. And they looked at me like, do you want to do the work? Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Have fun. There's a lot of extra work none of us get paid for that we're doing here. You want to do the same thing and just do some sort of underground paper? Go right ahead. Oddly enough, no underground paper ever showed up. Strangely enough. So that's the thing. What's it going to be?
funny.
What's the idea going to be? Yeah. Just saying we're going to do it isn't necessarily enough.
Trump and Tannerite, which I posted about yesterday, went quite viral. And people started adding on to that, Kid Rock, Ted Nugent, Metallica, Skillet, Creed. Throw it all in there together, mix it up.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
you have 3 or 4 acts. I think you could do it. Hey, since you're on the subject, I have to do this. I'm going to play
Please.
four parts of this because I agree with him all the time, and I agree with him again. Jason Whitlock went. Well, he talked for 90 minutes on this, Jeff and Billy. Billy's gonna hate this, but Jason, I'm right there with him. He wants to boycott the Super Bowl because of Bad Money, and he believes it's demonic, and I agree with him. The halftime show.
This is an unapologetic drug dealer, says that he was involved in violence and murder, but we've placed him on a pedestal. Him and all of his demonic music, we've placed him on a pedestal. In the National Football League, the most powerful force in American culture, the most popular television show on now, what?
All the networks. So he goes on. He's talking about Jay-Z being in charge of the halftime show and choosing Bad Bunny, who, by the way, was on stage with, what's her name? I can't even remember, 4 or 5 years ago at the Super Bowl. But he goes on. I'll play more of it throughout the morning. But I'm right there with him. He's ready to boycott it and try to figure out why, because this is a drag queen show, he said at halftime, and he brings up great points, and I agree with him. So,
well, and guys, Luke Bryan over the weekend apparently broke the concert record in American history. Biggest
really?
concert in
Wow,
American
I didn't
history
know that.
was Luke Bryan over the weekend.
I didn't know that. I didn't even know he was still performing. He is? He probably has hits right now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that'd be awesome. I don't know. I mean, it's got to be all genres, country, R&B, whatever. Just not garbage.
Sorry, Zach Bryan.
Oh, Zach Bryan. Okay,
Gosh,
I don't know who Zach
well,
Bryan.
hold on.
But Luke Bryan still performs, though.
Yeah.
Of course.
Zach Bryan breaks George Strait's concert attendance record with 112,000 in Michigan.
I think
Zach
I did
Bryan.
see that. Wow, Zach Bryan. Okay.
So, you can throw some country up there and get a good turnout.
Yeah. Rock, country.
I understand
weirdo
people
music.
lighting into, again, I understand the weirdo music. The weirdo music has better ratings. I mean, flat. I mean, I understand the idea that we're going, what about rock? What about country?
Oh, yeah, maybe
I'm sorry.
globally?
No,
but
in America.
Shouldn't it be
in
better,
America.
Wouldn't he be better for just World
in
Cup?
America, Bad Bunny's music gets more streams, more purchases, more videos, more views, more eyeballs, more earballs, more everything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your metric is going to be. Bad Bunny is going to win based on where he is in pop culture and pop music right now. Doesn't matter. It really would be really difficult outside of Taylor. Would be one of the ones that you might be able to bring in. You could maybe talk about Metallica's last tour. However, if Bad Bunny was touring in America, he could have a shot at breaking those numbers as well. So that's who he is. Remember, he has a single song that has 2 billion streams. Billion. That's where he is. Because everybody that is over the age of 40 has no idea who he is, doesn't matter. That halftime show is not for you.
So it's all about the numbers.
That is. It's all about the numbers. Yeah.
I totally agree with you. I think, but at the same time, as a football fan, as a sports fan who has gotten tired, who has become tired of the halftime show and almost angry at times, a lot of the times
because
they're dumping on us.
They platform stuff that oftentimes is anti-family. It feels anti-American. It's like weird.
It's like you gotta cringe while you're watching it.
Right.
It's
And
like,
you're like holding your breath the whole time. You're like, what are they going to do that's offensive?
Yeah. It's the Super Bowl. I mean, shouldn't we be celebrating the sport, the fans, giving the fans of football and the NFL what they want? To Billy's point, saying
that's not the point.
No, and I disagree with that. So once again, I'm going to boycott. I'm going to boycott. I'm not going to watch that crap. I'm not watching the Super Bowl because
Super Bowl
of that.
is not for the Super Bowl is not for the hardcore football fans. Hasn't been for over a decade, probably 2 decades.
Right.
It just isn't.
So don't watch it.
The people. No, it's do whatever you want. Again, do whatever you want. But the issue is the presentation, the game, the pomp, the circumstance, the over-the-top presentation, the longer halftime show.
I agree.
The
That's why I hate
tremendous
the
pre-show,
Guys,
the everything happening.
The NFL.
It is not for the average
To
football
that
fan.
point. To
Every
that point.
other game throughout the season is. That is not.
This is why it kind of stinks to be a season ticket holder in the NFL, because you will get the opportunity to attend every game except which one?
Super Bowl.
If your team goes to the Super Bowl, you don't get to go.
The one where they go overseas.
Yeah,
You don't
that
get tickets
one.
to those.
But
yeah,
I mean,
that's right,
but that to your point about how the Super Bowl becomes this like weird offshoot game.
Each
the
team,
people that would go every single week, year after year after year, don't get the chance to go to that game.
Each team has an allocation of tickets,
Yeah.
and they do give
And
some
it's
to
like
fans.
tiny.
And there normally is a lottery that fans end up with. But again, you never really know from the Broncos how many tickets they're going to make available. It'll be in pairs. And so remember, that is a lottery that already has 80,000 people that are participating. So
like, in all the years that your family has had season tickets, did you ever get the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl?
I have never been to the Super Bowl, but we have received Super Bowl tickets 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 times we've gotten them. Yeah, we've sold them every time we sent family on one, and we sold the other 2 sets. This would be during the John Elway years.
Yeah.
Is when we got really lucky. But again, here's the thing. Okay, my family, and I don't know if the lottery, et cetera, was weighted, but my grandfather walked into that stadium in 1961.
Yeah.
We have one of the lowest priority numbers in the city.
Have you guys been out there on the field and got to hand the ball and all that stuff?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, we've run down the tunnel.
I mean,
we've done. We've been on the field during introductions.
I think it's a travesty that you pay all this money, you're on the team, or you're on the season ticket list, you attend the games, and then this one game, the penultimate game, the NFL is like, man, we're going to give it to a bunch of finance bros.
Oh yeah, people that are going to pay us more, that do more to grease our palms. Oh yeah, but here's the thing. I've been riding this train for a long time. This ain't new. That's why when I'm sitting there saying Super Bowl ain't for us. All of us that are hardcore, the ones that plop down the money into the red zone, the ones that are checking the highlights and the box scores the next day, is not what the Super Bowl is about.
So
that's not it.
To
That's
Blake's
okay.
point, do you just move on and go do something else that day?
No, it's fun. It's fun and it's entertaining, and I'll watch it and I'll understand what it is and why it's done that way. But I see the World Cup finals in some of the same light, because that World Cup final also is not for the average soccer fan. Now, they're going to be there and they're going to be watching because of the importance of the game, but all the presentation, all the extra crap, everything at halftime, that is not for anybody that is a soccer fan. None. No, that's okay. We will acknowledge that because they've got all these eyeballs, and the same thing with the Super Bowl. Yeah, it is not at all for the average football fan.
And the truth is, the regular season games aren't for the average guy either. I mean, if my brother or my uncle didn't, get me tickets at a discount or whatever, I wouldn't be able to afford to go with a family. I mean, it's expensive.
Oh yeah, that is a problem.
Once again, the best seat in the house for the Super Bowl anyway is on your couch. But I'm tired of the NFL. I'm tired of them, and they do not respect fans, actual football fans, and everybody who made this possible. It's the most patriotic game in the world.
Yes.
It's American original, and that's what we do. We celebrate the country during this game. And then when you do that at halftime and you just crap all over the fans, I'm like, forget it. I'm done with you. I can look at the highlights later, whatever. Too many commercials, too many bad commercials, and they've ruined it. So I'm going to play more Whitlock later for you in the next newscast. I think it was honestly, it was amazing. The whole 90 minutes of it. To me, it was 47 in Brighton, 48 in Lone Tree, 49 in Denver. Jeff and Billy continue, and as the end zones say in the back of the NFL end zones, it takes all of us. Blake Olson, News Talk 710 KNUS.
Your KNUS forecast for the Denver metro area is going to be a nice one for the end of September. Average high and low this time of the year is in the mid-70s and mid-40s. We're going to be in the low 80s today. Maybe have an isolated thunderstorm, otherwise dry. Nighttime lows, low 50s. Low to mid-80s for highs the first few days of October with sunshine and lows in the 50s. Weather is a service of L&L Heating and Air Conditioning. For quick, trustworthy, and dependable service, call L&L Heating and Air Conditioning at 720-851-1691. Visit them online at bestdenverhvac.com. That's bestdenverhvac.com. You'll be comfortable with L&L. I'm meteorologist Mark Huer in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
back to the Jeff and Bill Show, talking the Denver Broncos' victory last night. Halftime show, which was fantastic. It was toddlers and puppies racing about 5 to 7 yards.
I love the idea about the toddler race and implementing that where you have these qualifiers over the course of the season, and then you have the race during the Super Bowl.
Are they have they grown out of it?
No, I think that's that idea is you got to figure out where you are and figure out, he's going to be right at the edge of the age limit right when we get to the Super Bowl. Let's do this. Yeah, there could be some timing thing there.
It was cute to watch because you get some of those kids with the big headphones on, right?
Oh yeah,
to protect their ears,
loud,
and stuff, and dad's on one side, mom's on the other. And they just don't know what to. What is this thing?
Like, what is this? And look at all this. And this is.
I'm not leaving
people.
Dad.
Yeah, there's no way.
There's
I'm doing
long field between me and Mom.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm staying right. And then the tears, and then the happy babies. And
oh my
all
God, that's great.
It was done. Ton of fun. Let's go to the phone lines. Tony Littleton. Good morning, Tony. You're on with Jeff and Bill.
Morning.
Hey, good morning. So I've been listening to your discussion about the Super Bowl halftime show, and yes, it's the numbers and so forth, and also it has to do with the advertisers. The halftime show will it's watched across the world, so watch the brands that are before and after his performance. It'll be guys like Coke and Pepsi and Modelo that have international business, and they're trying to attract and influence that international audience. So some of the highest priced commercials are going during the halftime show because they know they're getting the eyeballs across the globe because of the performer. So it is a money thing. It's something that's kind of interesting, that's new, I think, and that hopefully doesn't happen to the Super Bowl. Did you guys hear how the Ryder Cup turned out? And
no, I didn't.
Well, the governor of New York, it played in New York, and the governor of New York, went out, and she got booed by the audience when she was there. And then Trump showed up, and they, cheered profusely, and the red hats were out, and it was clearly a MAGA crowd watching the event. That event is between the U.S. and all of Europe, and it's a home and away. Every other time it's either in Europe somewhere, it's here. Well, it was here, and the crowd absolutely did something that's never been done before. Yes, it's louder than a normal tournament. It's not as quite as quiet. They're cheering for the home team, and that's all expected. But it became outrageous. There's literally chanting, "F you, Rory," and the crowd throwing beer on the players' wives when they could. An embarrassment across the globe, and the PGA didn't know what to do. The police were in by the third day. The police were in at super high levels, trying to keep the crowd from just hostility towards the European team, and that is a huge story because that's never ever happened. I don't know if it's going to change the Ryder Cup forever, but though I fear if the halftime show turns into a deal where you've got the whole MAGA crowd, yelling "F you, Bad Bunny," and that becomes a global scene, that would be ugly. And I only say that is because it happened at the Ryder Cup and it never happened before.
Tony, do you think the NFL, though, is bringing this upon themselves? I mean, they're the ones picking him. It's not like he's non-controversial. He is controversial. He embraces it. He's not going to host. He said he's not going to do a single concert in America because of the ICE raids. He's very political. So isn't the NFL doing this to themselves?
Well, until the last 10 years, nobody would have ever dreamt that you would have had had these kinds of problems, and we've become very ugly, and we showed it off. I mean, we embarrassed ourselves
Tony,
to the
artists have
largest
done this.
viewed.
You remember Sinead O'Connor ripping the picture of the Pope up? And then imagine the NFL going, that's the person we want to do our halftime show. And then you would expect there to be controversy.
You might not like the performer, and that's your right, and you can go get a hot dog and ignore it and not pay any attention to it, and that's fine. I'm saying that they've never had to worry about it before. It's not until we've gotten into this era that we're in. Nobody expected that to happen at the Ryder Cup. I mean, it's never happened. Yes, they cheer for their own team, but I mean, they were literally, the player would be over the ball, and then they would just start yelling and cussing and trying to disrupt the player. And the American players are even trying to quiet the crowd down, because that's just not the way that sport operates. And so, something happened that may change that game, and that's the biggest, most important golf event annually is the Ryder Cup. And all I'm saying is, man, it's scary that if something like that happened at the Super Bowl, billions of people are going to see America at its worst.
Chance? I don't know. All right, Tony Littleton, I appreciate the call. Thank you. All right, we'll continue. Feel free to join the conversation, 303-696-1971. Text us on the Dan Caplis Law text line at 720-819-5115. Look, are you wanting to upgrade your kitchen, laundry room, or outdoor cooking area? Look no further than Mountain High Appliances, family-owned and operated for the past 31 years. I want to talk to you about the great opportunities they have for you right now. Hundreds of appliances hooked up for you to have a true try-before-you-buy experience. They offer professional delivery and installation. Shop confidently with the price match guarantee, ensuring you get the best deal and special financing options. When it's time for appliances, think Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store. 3 locations in the Denver Metro or online at mountainhighappliance.com, mountainhighappliance.com. We'll continue with your phone calls and texts. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's talk leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. Tony's not wrong about, I guess he got real crazy at the Ryder Cup. I'm not a big golf guy. So
yeah, I was reading about that. I'm not a golf guy either.
That too.
I was reading, I'm like, wow. That's not good.
But I guess the Europeans
resigned.
gave just as good as they took.
I
So.
don't know. I guess the guy that ran it resigned afterwards. That's not a good thing. Yeah.
Oh,
so he's
boy.
like, y'all are crazy. I'm out. Yeah.
Jason in Denver reminding us, oh, yeah, it's gotten nasty in golf before. Remember Happy and Bob?
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Let's go to the phone lines. Joan, Lakewood. Good morning, Joan. You're on with Jeff and Bill.
Morning.
Good morning. I think that the NFL is misreading the culture right now. And it's like, I don't know, 5 months before the Super Bowl? And I think one of the more interesting things about Tony, and that was so funny listening to him, because he's like, we have to have decorum. We have to have decorum. And it's like, for many, many years, the Republicans were the gentleman country club. We have to have decorum party. And I don't think that's where we're at anymore. And I think that there's some real cultural things happening. And by the time February comes, I don't think the NFL will be anywhere close to what the mainstream culture is.
What do you mean by that? Explain what you mean by that. Why you think Bad Bunny is not going to be relevant as a halftime performer at that time?
I went and looked at him, and you know what? He had this dress. He dresses in dresses. And I've been watching Saying Yes to the Dress with these wedding gowns and stuff. And he had on this dress that pretty much looked like he got it at Kleinfeld's and was there. And I just don't think
And the point is what, though, Joan? Because what I'm hearing from you is that it doesn't reflect Joan's culture views. Not the fact that Bad Bunny has 2 billion streams on a single song. Not the fact that he has 113 songs that have hit the Billboard Hot 100. Not the fact that he is the number 3 most popular streamed artist on Spotify. That's relevant. It sounds to me like it's just not relevant in your culture world, which is fair.
You think a guy that wears a dress on stage isn't relevant to the conversation about the Super Bowl?
No, the idea is where the culture is. And here's the idea. What is he going to do? Is he going to be wearing the dress on stage? I don't know. Here's the thing. And if it is, are y'all going to lose your minds? But the idea is that Joan has already decided that this is what's going to happen, that he's so far outside the culture, except the culture says he's not. Y'all are trying to self-define what the culture is, despite what your own lying eyes are telling you. Your eyes tell you Bad Bunny is relevant, massively relevant inside this culture, even though you don't listen to him, you don't know who he is, but you're not supposed to. That's not your look. If you run through the Billboard Top 100 right now, Joan, I would have a hard time outside of Morgan Wallen, you knowing any of those names.
That's the real problem is I was at the Super Bowl for Super Bowl 50, and I watched Beyonce and what she did. And I got to tell you, I don't think it boded well for the NFL then.
It wasn't for you, though. They weren't doing that halftime show for
I
you.
was
You were not.
there in
Joan,
the stadium.
That doesn't
If
matter.
it wasn't for
Joan,
me, who was it?
It's not for you. It's not for you.
You know
If
what?
you're over
You
the
know
age of
what?
35, the NFL halftime show is not for you. That's how it is
And
programmed.
And here's what you need to know.
Yes.
Is that we will be calling the commercials that are going to be there, and we're going to be telling them, we're not going to be watching this and you're wasting your money.
Go right ahead.
You're
perfectly under the purview of doing that. Go right ahead. And it happens every single year. Every single year.
Unique. I think people are getting frustrated to the point of it, like we heard from Blake and Joan, that you will have a pretty significant opt-out. We'll have to see. Joan, I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Now is time for Bill Thorpe's You Choose the News.
It's in there somewhere. Yes, it is time for America's favorite fake radio news game show. You Choose the News. Yeah, you know how this rolls. I browsed the interwebs for mere moments this morning to find really dumb headlines about us humans to give them these fake give them headlines on these fake stories. On these stories, they're real stories. We're all messing it up today. This is great. Can I buy a vowel, please? Okay, here. We're going to do this. Hang on here. Okay, we're going to stop this. We're going to go back to the beginning. Yes, it's time for You Choose the News. Yes, America's favorite fake radio news game show. You know how this works, because I messed up the first intro. Yes, I scour the interwebs for mere moments to find really dumb stories about us humans, and then give them headlines so that we can play this fake radio news game show. There, I got it right that time. There we go. Alrighty. And as always, we bring Blake Olson in from the news department to share our blame in case those that are in charge actually find out what we are doing to waste time at 6:50 in the morning here on 710 KNUS. Yes, everybody needs a fall guy. Yes, a cohort. Yeah, that's how that's going to work. Alrighty, we will get to the phones in just a second. Hang with us. Okay, gentlemen, Jeff in the studio, Blake Olson in the news department. Here are your stories this morning. Headline number 1, go home, robot, you're drunk. Headline number 2, killer timing. Headline number 3, you are the problem. And headline number 4, perfectly safe death trap.
Go home, robot.
Yeah. Go home, robot. You're drunk. Police department in the San Francisco Bay Area was recently conducting one of those drunk driver screening things, and they pulled over a drunk robot. Or at least they thought it was a drunk robot. During DUI enforcement area, officers spotted a Waymo robotaxi making an illegal U-turn in front of them at a light, so they pulled over the vehicle. And that's where the difficulty started. What are they going to do? The problem is on the ticket, there's no box for robot. So since there is no human driver, no citation can be issued. Yes, the police had to let the robot driver go because there is no way to ticket an autonomous driving car. I think we have found the loophole. I think we have found this now. In a statement to CBS News in the Bay Area on Sunday, Waymo spokesman said the autonomous driving system is designed to respect the rules of the road. We are looking into the situation and are committed to improving road safety through our ongoing learnings and experiences. And someone got paid a lot of money to write that series of blah that he got to say on the TV. They are saying that legislation is in the works to try and hold those robot cars responsible in case they do something naughty. Well, right now, free for all. I know. Okay, Blake, your choice, sir. Headline number 1, killer timing. Headline number 2, you're the problem. Or headline number 3, perfectly safe death trap.
You're the problem.
Yeah, you are the problem. Not using that to you. Okay. Here we find ourselves in Columbus, Ohio. Despite multiple reminders from the Ohio Department of Transportation and multiple crashes, they came out last week and said, you're the problem. You stupid drivers. What are the drivers doing? They're stopping on the highway. Yes, drivers on Ohio highways are routinely stopping. Why? Because they're not paying attention and almost missing their exits. They are having a string of huge crashes on Ohio highways because trucks and cars go, wait, that's where I should be getting off. Let me slow down or stop and then go over many, many lanes on a highway. Just a couple of weeks ago, a truck carrying watermelons came to a stop on a highway near Cincinnati. Did so because a car in front of it slowed down and then crossed over several lanes of traffic because they were about to miss their exit. Yeah, huge crash, watermelons everywhere. Nobody was hurt, but there are so many reminders of this happening. Back in April, a red van stopped in the middle of I-71 just so they could get to an exit. Yes, they stopped on the highway, then sharply turned 90 degrees to the right to get off. Again, on a highway.
Yep.
Yeah. Ohio Department of Transportation.
How far is this from Springfield, Ohio?
I know. What the hell? This is ridiculous.
Remember Springfield?
Yeah. Yes, I do. So the idea is they're just stopping. Like, I'm just going to get off here. You're like, but what the hell is going on?
Yeah, that is horrible.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Dangerous.
Yes. Alrighty. I think there should be something. There's part of me that thinks that if there should be a series of drivers that are allowed to get large trucks and put cow catchers on the front of them. And for people that are doing stuff like that, they should just be allowed to plow them over. I mean, just up in the railing, just kind of, if you're going slow in the left lane, they should be able to go and just take you off. I mean, once or twice that happens, you probably learn your lesson. But maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. Okay, Jeff, your choice, sir. Final story this morning, killer timing or perfectly safe death trap?
Let's do perfectly safe death trap.
Oh, I'm hoping you were doing this one. Perfectly safe death trap. This was a wormhole I didn't plan on spending over 20 minutes on yesterday. Mr. Beast, the world's biggest YouTuber, has defended his latest stunt Would you risk dying for $500,000?
Yes, I saw this. My kids have watched it.
Yeah, the video is a professional stuntman who starts off getting out of a blazing building while collecting bags of cash, eventually walks away with $350,000. The question is, why would you put any contestant in such serious danger? And if they're not in serious danger, is this just a PR stunt?
It's all for the views.
It is all about a PR stunt. I went through that just like your kids did. And yes, everything in there, it is neat little tricks and neat little stunts, but they're all perfectly safe at the core. The guy's never really going to be under any danger, so that's fine. Any one of us could go and win the hundreds of thousands of dollars because, again, it's just completely and totally safe. Like, he had to because of, just safety reasons. But
yeah, it's Mr. Beast. He wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no, not at all. He'd never go to like Machu Picchu and use that as an advertising thing against what the government said he could.
Sells chocolate bars.
Yes, he did. Just sells chocolate bars. Yeah. So again, your kids watched it, Jeff. What did they think? The fiery
I just
things?
walked by and I'm like, oh, guys, pulling out. It's like, how much money can you get out before you burn alive?
Yeah,
and
that's what
I'm
it
like,
is.
oh, that seems par for the course with YouTube.
Oh yeah, it does.
I just went about my business.
Yeah, they started off in a small house and they put piles of cash behind him.
Yeah.
And then they started him off and he had to get out of some ropes and then he had to escape the house and that was his starting pot of money and they had other challenges. The thing that made me mad is those original bags of cash were open. That's mean. Have him closed so we can drag him out. Yeah. He lost some money because it cost fire. Not cool, man. Not cool. Yeah,
man.
I know.
All right. From
Don't try
Colorado's
this at home.
national parks to labs, likely federal government shutdown will have a big impact on the state. We'll talk about it. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is 710 KNUS.